Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza and welcome to Gramza Market Studies for Monday, January 7th. Starting with the NASDAQ market, we can see a little bit of selling coming into that market, nothing too significant. It was the only stock indice that was down on Friday. I'm not looking for continuation to the downside. I'm looking for an up week for the NASDAQ market. When it comes to the currencies, well, the euro may have gotten low enough to find buyers. If this is true, we will see it beginning with Asia. That will set the tone, I believe, for this currency. And I'm looking for an up move for Monday in those currencies. And when it comes to interest rates, well, this is a little troubling because we got a bounce here on the notes. This is the kind of behavior that I was talking about in the advanced video. So it's not surprising. The issue is we do not want to see follow through. We're looking for a sideways move when it comes to the notes. And when it comes to the metals, gold has gotten low enough to find buyers. If they're still here, we're going to see them on Monday. Otherwise, we're looking for a sideways type market. Crude oil got pulled back to higher prices because of some of the fundamentals that came out. I'm not looking for a strong move to the upside, but a relatively quiet day in that market. Grains, well, in soybeans, I'm looking for continued pressure to the downside, but a relatively quiet day unless we get new news for Monday. Now, we haven't talked about it in a while, but let's take a look at the VIX. Here the week before last, we saw the VIX actually finally take out this 20 level. As I mentioned to you months ago, I was really looking for this market to be between 20 and 15. It actually dipped a little bit low that, down below 14. Last week we took this previous highs out, which makes sense. Look over here at the S&P. That was coming off. We had selling for 2 weeks here in the S&P, and we saw this market give us that spurt back to the upside. Now, as buyers came back into the S&P market, we're seeing the VIX slide to lower price levels. And I think that's very logical. This is a pretty significant move for this market. So what do we look for this week? Another dramatic drop? No, I'm not. I'm looking for a market that goes unchanged to lower. Maybe it touches around 13, but I'm looking for it to rotate back and forth. Not another large week to the downside. Well, that concludes today's market studies. Thank you for being with me. I'm looking forward to being with you again, and in the meantime, take care.